My dad was in construction. So I worked with him as a teenager throughout, high school years and some afterwards, and then just kind of progressed. Built my first house at 21 and just kind of did side jobs for 20 years while I was working shift work at a couple factories, and loved it and decided I wanted to do it for the rest of my life. About 2 years ago, we just decided we wanted to try it, try to buy a house and see what we could do with it. And
we wanted to do this for a living. We wanted to give him the opportunity to do this for real, and for him to leave the factory work and do something that he truly loves. Yeah. We had a really large home that we just didn't need. All our kids were grown and in college, and we made a joint decision that it was kind of an hour and everything, and that you were going to sell it. We had bought this one originally as a flip. We decided, let's move in it, let's sell that one, and let's really do this thing.
It was scary thinking about it, but as time got closer to actually doing it, it was just felt right. It really did. I mean, it's kind of
we were very much at peace with it. Yes. It's like once we made the decision to really do it, it was just like a no-brainer. We felt like God laid the plan for us, and we were just going to do that, and we didn't look back really at all. His heart is truly in construction.
Yeah,
I mean,
love it.
He loves it. Like, he gets excited about like he's up and out the door. Like he's excited about going, and he is so good at seeing, like, we can walk into a house where I might be like, oh, and he's like, but babe, we could do this, we could do that. And I'm like, okay, well, he's real good at showing me the vision, where I'm not so much. I'm more of like, once I see it, then I start seeing all the finishes. So we're kind of a good team in that way, that he can say, okay, you may not see this, but here's what I think we could do. We could do this, we could do this over here, change the floor plan. And then I'm like, oh, okay, I see that now. And then I kind of do more of the back end finish work, where he does a lot of the, changes and the design of it. And, he is so good at what he does. And to let that go to waste would be a shame.
I know I've got the person that gives me more support than I could ever imagine right beside me. She took a bigger leap than I ever thought about by me leaving work. She didn't question me doing that. And I think so much of that, because she knows how I feel about the work I'm doing now.
We never wanted to sit back and say, what if?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Because he can always get a job somewhere tomorrow. Now, he may not make, the same kind of money he made for 15 years, but we're fine, we don't need any more than we have right here today. And I think anything worth having is a huge risk.
Yes.
And that's something you just have to be at peace about, and you just have to know that up front, that this is a risk. And if we're either going to do this thing or we're not. And so you just dive in and you do it because you love it, and you do it together, and whatever happens, happens.
When we got there, it was all paneling inside and just outdated, but it had very good bones. Structure-wise was good shape, brick house. It needed a bunch of cosmetic work, and we're getting to the point now where we've got a new roof on it at this point. We've got all new heat pump, new electrical, new plumbing, getting ready for sheetrock, and hopefully it'll really start taking it off after that point.
Well, what we loved so much about this house was that it was a good solid brick home, and it was around 1854 finished square feet initially, and it had a full unfinished basement. One of the things that we wanted to do was to finish part of that basement to give some additional square footage. Like a living room area. It has a fireplace in the basement. We wanted to finish some of that because I had, a good ceiling height down there, some really good space for some family. I guess atmosphere area, man cave, whatever you want to call it. The laundry was originally outside in the building on the carport. We wanted to bring that laundry room in. It's a huge house. It was a big undertaking for us, for a flip, because we gutted this whole house down to the studs. So it wasn't like a go in paint, kind of thing. Right. And so it's a big undertaking.
And another thing with the basement, you talk about finishing the basement, the original stairs was very narrow and very steep and very hard for people to get in and out. So we changed all that to make it livable in the basement, so somebody can, go on
we changed the direction of the stairs, made the steps wider so that it'll be easier for people to get up and down the stairs. We feel like we've made some good changes, and we hope that everybody loves those changes. We feel like we know what people want. his job is construction and mine's been in mortgage, and before that I was in real estate. So we both have a good background and kind of a good understanding of what people want, what the market wants. We feel like it's going to be in that good price range that a lot of people can afford. It's a good family home. It's going to be a 4-bedroom, 3.5 bath when it's all said and done, and probably around 2,600 square feet finished. So we hope that it goes to a good family and they appreciate the work that goes into it, because we have literally gutted, like he said, new wiring, new plumbing. We even redid the galvanized piping from the road to the house. One of the things that I guess we is so important to us is to make sure that what people don't see is right.
Yeah.
Because
we do it just like we're moving in it.
Yes.
No matter what it is. We did this house this way.
This is our name, my husband's, but our name on something. And the last thing we want is for somebody to move into a home and find out something later that was not done correctly. Because if there's anything we ever want, it's that when we move forward, if we ever did a flip for someone or somebody bought a house and wanted us to do a renovation, we want them to know that we're gonna do it right. And that what you don't, because you can walk into this house and you can look at the outside and say, okay, this is pretty, but what you don't see is all the hard work that goes on behind these walls. And that's even more important than the finish work. So, sometimes it might take us a little longer than the average flipper, but there's a reason for that. It's because, we have a conscience that when we sell this house, we want to make sure that when somebody says, Jennifer and Travis Helton did this home for us, that they have confidence that this is good.
Yeah.
And they did it with integrity and with their ethics. I think very much of Travis's work for those reasons, because his work ethic is unmatched.
I'm Travis.
And I'm Jennifer, and we flip houses.